She was halfway through scrubbing the marble floor of Suite 902 when the call came through. The ringtone was low, hesitant, like a whisper in a cathedral. Her hands paused. Her heart raced. The phone wasn't supposed to ring during shift hours, especially not hers. But something about that call made her abandon her mop. Something urgent buzzed beneath the surface. Before we continue, if you are watching our video for the first time, please bless and support us by hitting that subscribe button. It means the whole world to us. Turn on your notification bell to get notified for more. Share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. Also, we want to appreciate every single viewer and our first 100 subscribers. You are the heart of Elliot Stories, and your presence helps us grow. Thank you for being part of our journey. She picked up the phone, glanced around quickly, then answered in crisp, fluent Dutch. Hallo. Ja, ik kan nu niet praten. Ik ben op het werk. Her voice was smooth, confident. But when she looked up, a man stood at the doorway, stunned. He wasn't just any man. It was Mr. Thorne. Yes, that Mr. Thorne. Billionaire. Tycoon. Owner of the luxury hotel chain she worked for. Nobody expected him to check into this branch in Rotterdam unannounced. Even fewer believed he'd stroll casually through the corridor without a suit or security detail, wearing only a hoodie and jeans. He had stopped to pick up a dropped cufflink when he heard the strange melody of her voice. He didn't say a word, just stared, then walked off. She froze. Had she just blown her job? Janet Mbatha, 26, South African by origin, orphaned at 12, survivor of many losses, currently worked as a cleaner in one of Europe's most prestigious hotels. But this job wasn't what defined her. Beneath her uniform hid a multilingual, fiercely intelligent woman with a master's degree in economics and a passion for sociolinguistics. How did she end up scrubbing floors? Life had its cruel detours. 2 years ago, her thesis professor had died days before endorsing her scholarship application to Oxford. Without the letter, the opportunity collapsed. Her visa expired. Her savings dried up. Homeless in The Hague, she took the only job available, housekeeping. But her love for learning never faded. She practiced languages through YouTube, read books she borrowed from staff bins, and sometimes, on quiet nights, translated poetry for fun. Dutch was just one of the 8 languages she had mastered. Still, none of that mattered anymore. Mr. Thorne had seen her. She feared the worst. She didn't sleep that night. But the next morning, she received a slip from the manager. Report to the penthouse at 7:30 a.m. sharp. Mr. Thorne requests your presence. Her stomach flipped. Was this a disciplinary meeting? Would he fire her personally? She climbed the service elevator, every nerve alive. She knocked. The door creaked open. Come in, his voice commanded. The penthouse smelled of citrus and cedar. Curtains danced to soft jazz. Mr. Thorne stood by the window, watching the harbor. He turned slowly, his gaze sharp. Who are you really? He asked. Janet blinked. Sir. You spoke Dutch like a native. That accent. Rare. And your tone. Confident. That's not how cleaners speak when they think no one's watching. She swallowed. I studied it. At university. Before things changed. He didn't blink. Tell me everything. So she did. Hesitantly at first. Then fully. Her mother's illness. Her father's debt. Losing her siblings to relatives. Fleeing to Europe with dreams of education. The scholarship she almost got. The silence that followed. When she finished, he remained quiet. Then, surprisingly, he smiled. Pack your things. You no longer work in housekeeping. I don't understand. You'll start as my personal assistant. Today. Shock spread through her like lightning. Why me? He walked over, handed her a thick binder. Inside were notes in multiple languages, contracts, and staff details. Because my assistant just resigned. I need someone who sees beyond polish and marble. Someone who listens. Learns. You've done both in silence. And just like that, her world changed. The next weeks were a whirlwind. She shadowed him in meetings, took notes in French, emailed executives in Mandarin, corrected translations in German. Her insight impressed everyone. Yet, whispers grew. Staff whispered about the cleaner-turned-assistant. Some smiled. Others scoffed. But Janet didn't care. She noticed something odd. Mr. Thorne wasn't just evaluating her. He was observing everyone. One evening, while reviewing a suspicious finance report, Janet pointed out a discrepancy. This transaction, €85,000 wired to a consultant. But there's no record of service. Thorne raised an eyebrow. You saw that? She nodded. It doesn't add up. The next day, the head of accounting was fired. Whispers turned into gasps. Weeks passed. Janet's confidence grew. But just as she settled into her new role, something happened. An anonymous email arrived. She's not who you think. Cleaner or con. Attached was a blurry photo of her, dressed in ragged clothes, sleeping outside a train station. Mr. Thorne summoned her. Is this true? She stared at the image. Tears brimmed. Yes, that was me. Homeless. Hopeless. I never lied to you. He closed the laptop. People are afraid of what they don't understand. You're not fired. You're promoted. Promoted. He nodded. Regional director. I need someone who's seen rock bottom. Someone who didn't break. Word spread fast. The cleaner who rose to director. The same staff who once mocked her now stood straighter when she passed. A year later, she spearheaded a hotel policy, the Second Chance program, hiring and training former homeless individuals, refugees, and those with shattered dreams. People listened because she had lived it. One of the first hires was a mute Afghan girl who became head of housekeeping within 6 months. Janet didn't just find a job. She built a legacy. And what about the anonymous emailer? Turned out, it was a jealous co-worker. He was fired after trying to blackmail another manager. Mr. Thorne, now more like a mentor than a boss, once told her. Sometimes, all it takes is one moment, one call, and one person to believe in you. She smiled. Sometimes, all it takes is the courage to answer. Moral lesson: never judge people by their uniforms or their past. Intelligence, resilience, and grace can wear many disguises. What society throws away often hides treasures the world desperately needs. This story was brought to you by Elliott Stories. Your engagement to our channel brings happiness to us. See you on the next one. Peace.